Our pharmaceutical plant in Tumen has been on the pharmaceutical market for more than 25 years. Last year, the management of our plant decided to improve production processes and optimize the operation of equipment. At the general meeting on the development of production, the leading engineer of the analytical laboratory proposed to upgrade the analytical and laboratory equipment. There was a need to equip the microbiological laboratory for determining the composition and quality of the product with a new sterile box. The existing box at the company was technically obsolete, and the manufacturer did not provide its service. In order to maintain the sterility of microbiological tests, it was necessary to buy a modern box, which would maintain microbiological purity during laboratory tests. I had been working at the plant for 10 years as the lead production technologist, and I was tasked with finding and purchasing a high-tech and modern sterile box that would protect items and materials inside the working chamber. I began my search. I wanted to choose an all-purpose isolator with a simple and automatic air supply control. The lab engineer advised me to contact the equipment manufacturers first. They provide warranty service, drawings, instructions for use, and installation of manufactured equipment. I took his advice. I chose one company on the internet that produces pharmaceutical equipment in the Netherlands, went to their site, and wrote a letter, in which I indicated the desired parameters and the capabilities of the machine. I did not indicate a specific machine. I wanted to see what they could offer me. A week later, I received the answer that they do not produce a sterile box with automatic airflow control, but can develop and produce it, if requested, by the end of next year. This was too long for us, so I decided to look for other manufacturers. I found a company online from China that makes sterile boxes. I called them and asked if they could provide similar equipment. They said they had such a machine. The manager asked for my phone number and said she would call me back in the evening when she checked with her company engineer about the possibilities of automatic equipment. However, she did not call in the evening. I contacted them the next day. The manager said that she had passed the request on to the design department and that she would contact me when she got an answer. This seems strange to me. When do I wait for an answer? How long to wait for an answer? Not a business-like approach to the customer. After a series of failures, I gave up on finding the insulator myself from the manufacturers. Then I remembered that at the Forum of Equipment for the Pharmaceutical Industry in Moscow, I met a specialist who was engaged in the selection and supply of laboratory equipment for the production of medicines. I found his business card, and before contacting him I decided to check whether he really deals with the supply of equipment for the pharmaceutical industry. In order to do this, I found his website and thoroughly studied the information on it. I liked that the website was up to date, with video clips of the equipment and lots of contacts for communication. I also noticed that the website had been around since 2003. The company had been on the equipment supply market for a long time, and that is a good reason to say that it was successful. I called the manager. He said he remembered me and was happy to hear from me again. I told him I was looking for a modern sterile box with simple controls. He suggested a machine option that was popular with customers and proven in production. I agreed to consider it. The manager emailed me the passport and instructions for the equipment. He also offered to perform the procedure of turnkey delivery. I liked the proposed version of the equipment, and I agreed it with the management. A week later we signed a contract for the supply of a sterile box. A month after signing the contract, the manager called me and told me that the equipment was ready and would be delivered in a week. The equipment was delivered 1 month later according to the contract. The box was a device with a working chamber, isolated from the worker and the environment. Work in the working chamber was carried out through glove ports in the front glass, to which special gloves were rigidly attached. The box was designed in such a way as to protect the raw material, to remove contamination arising in the process of work, with the help of air displaced from the box. The air was evacuated automatically by creating a downward unidirectional airflow. The laboratory engineer and I, including myself, were satisfied with the proposed sterile box option. The choice of the isolator was not easy. I went a hard way. There were obstacles and failures, but I was lucky. I met a specialist who solved my problems, gave competent advice, and left positive emotions from communication.